creativity is like, to me, it's like this divine intervention, right? It's something that comes from within. You have to tap into some sort of source. It comes from somewhere, man. And even when we get those writer blocks, it's part of the process. But I think that AI will take that whole creative side of humanity
And
out of
just
us.
This is SouLivate.
What do you think about AI in the present day of creativity, man?
You see, that's funny because that's literally, he brought that up. So he said, so it came to, we're at a point, right, where back in the day you had to pay, or a label would have to pay, or whatever, would have the 200,000, right, for a studio, right, for the studio time and for the engineer and for this and for that, right? There wasn't no like studio time. You didn't just go and get a couple hours. You know what I'm saying? You said that was unheard of.
No.
And you had, your producers letting you know that you can make shit on FL Studio. So now producers and all that, now you're not paying 100,000 for Timbaland to slide through. You know what I'm saying? Boom. So there's that. Now, he said, now what's going to happen with artists? What's going to happen with whole bands and whole music genres when you can just make a whole AI song and sign an AI artist? Like this one AI artist that Timbaland made just got signed.
Yeah. It's her name is Tot, I think, or some shit like that.
Like, so like,
yeah. But have you heard of the band Velvet Sundown?
Nah, I have not.
So,
AI
so
band?
it's a whole AI band. They're streaming
my
like 500,000 on Spotify monthly.
Oh my
And
God.
the way the way it was created is that every band member has their own story, their own personality. Everything is AI. But this is not the scary part. The scary part is that when a guy first heard, driving a car, he was driving across, his story, man, driving across Golden Gates Bridge. This dude, whatever, a music lover, was listening. He heard it, he loved it. Then he found out it was AI, and he said, "I don't care." And that's what the scary part is. You
Are
see
you
what I'm saying?
serious?
Yeah,
Don't tell me that, bro.
that's the scary part, because it's like we could probably compete with some of these AI bands, but when it's the consumer saying, I don't really see a difference unless you have to go to a concert.
Wow, dude, we're fucked, bro.
Un-
We're so boned, bro.
Unless you have to go to a concert, and even then, holograms or whatever. Have you, because again, this is all happening within your generation, man. This is your time. Have you utilized or tried to utilize yourself AI in the creative purposes?
See, so like, I always, and I will die on this hill, I always feel that, look, AI is good for assistance. It's not, I say it's good for like you would use AI as an extra hand, not to replace your brain. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what people end up doing. They expect it to do it for them. No, you're supposed to have it assist you. It's supposed to help you understand things, not make you understand. It is. Oh man, the fact that people are getting to the point where they hear AI music and they think it's good, that's a problem. That's a
I'm
problem.
so glad that you say these, because I don't know if you heard of the OpenAI whistleblower, Suchir Balaji. Is this 26-year-old kid? He got killed because he was one of the early developers of OpenAI, working with ChatGPT and everything. And then at one point in his career, he left OpenAI with Sam Altman, and he wanted to disclose a lot of things about the way, the course that AI is taking as far as humanity goes. And they took him out. They killed him, 26 years old. We were honored to have his parents on the podcast, on the other podcast, Prove to Me That You're Alive. They only did 3 podcasts. They did Tucker Carlson, they did PBD, and they did us. They're great friends. They did, they're great friends, just wonderful people, man. We've been blessed. But what I'm trying to say is, the moral of the story is, Suchir's mom explained to me what was one of the biggest issues of AI that he was trying to whistleblow to the world. And she's saying basically, look, back in the day, or even now, on Google, let's say you create something, you have some sort of a copyright for it. That means
Right.
if someone wants to use it or take a piece of it, whatever, you're still getting some sort of, royalties or credits or whatever. The way AI works is that you can take an Enzo song, you can feed it through AI. The AI will modify it and it will come out as something else, but it's still a piece of you, but it no longer belongs to
It's
you
to
at
you
all.
at
You don't
all.
have any type of rights for it.
So so you see, this is why everybody has a problem with people, and I always advise anybody to generating like graphics. And if you like, the thing is that like for recreational use, like if you're just messing around, by all means, right? If you're making memes with it, by all means. But if you're trying to do commercial work, or you're trying to sell people things, and you're making people logos and all this, and you're using AI, yeah, you're doing a big disservice to
People are doing it. you
society,
you
bro.
you,
What the
you
fuck?
know you know what my biggest issue is, and I made videos about it because I've been screaming about it. It's one thing is from the professional side. Us creators were getting hit. That's one thing. I think for someone to go to AI and tell AI to write him a song, you're a lame-o. But
Oh well, oh, then you must have not heard of Baby Chief, man. You heard about Baby Chief, man?
nah, what's that? Tell me.
Oh, bro, the dude who wrote out went west. You ever heard Went West by Baby Chief? Baby Chief do it.
I gotta look that up, man.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, man. Look that up real quick, man. Look that up, man. And then at the same time, if you can, look up when he comes out saying that he used AI, man, to write his
Okay.
lyrics.
So this is my biggest issue, right? My biggest issue is that in the long run, AI, if people will continue to do this, if artists and some of my great friends that are artists are falling victim to this because you get lazy, you get writer's block, they're hopping on AI either helping them write it or writing for them, whatever. My biggest fear is that down the line it will take the creativity out of the human soul. I don't want to
Mhm.
sound cheesy, but it's just like think about Google Maps, right? I remember back in the day, you driving around, you better remember them streets.
Mhm.
Nowadays i- we basically look at Google Maps for everything, and we're not noticing that our brain is no longer being as strong as it was back in the day when you had to
Remember
remember
and
all these
memorize it.
streets. And my biggest fear with AI is that along as we go on 10, 20 years, maybe even shorter, man, that it will take the creative process out of humanity, where it will dole out that creativity. Because I think that creativity is like, to me, is like this divine intervention, right? It's something that comes from within. You have to tap into some sort of source. It comes from somewhere, man. And even when we get those writer blocks, it's part of the process. But I think that AI will take that whole creative side of humanity
And
out of
just suck
us,
it
man.
dry, bro. Yeah, if you want me
Yeah.
to be honest with you. And it's not a good look, man. It's not a good look. I compare it to, like going from analog to CDs. It's
Mhm.
like that warmth is not going to be in it anymore. Um, it's it's like a urban decay, man. Like I
Mhm.
feel like it just comes with a lot of things that, like, sometimes too much of something just, kind of on some Wally shit, too much of some just, ends up, being rotten. Too much time, rottens the fruit, bro. You feel me? At one point it's right, at one point it's just right for eating, and then it's rotten. You feel me? So
Yeah, man. I'm gonna just say this one last piece because this is your show, man. You're the star. Is that I don't think that we still realize of how scary this whole AI thing is because they say that that the current newest version of ChatGPT, its IQ is as high as Einstein was, right? Which was like 160 IQ, whatever. So they're measuring by intelligence. They're
mhm.
saying that within a year, it will be 10,000 times that.
Jesus.
So now we're talking about some sort of a alien, some sort of like this is something way beyond our understanding of what it will be.
Yeah, that is actually ridiculously wild. I've actually, but how's that even possible though? How could they even get away with some shit like that?
Yeah, man. Well, see, this is the thing, man. A lot of these creators, a lot of these big CEOs are. I talk to a lot of them. I'm trying to get Mo Guadad. I don't know if you know who he is. He talks
Mm.
about AI. Trying to get him on the other podcast. But basically, they're saying that, well, look, now it's out of control. It's basically developing by itself. Me knowing the world, knowing the system, I'm like, I don't believe that shit. I'm like, y'all still have, the finger on the trigger, man. Like y'all are still controlling that shit. And I think to me that's even scarier than it being uncontrollable, is because we already know what humans tend to do with that kind of power, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. So my thing is that they're gonna use it. Like, what could they possibly use that for? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
what?
mean, look, first of all, the scary thing is that they're saying that probably by 2030 it will replace like 80% of all the workforce, man.
Oh, I really fucking hope not. Uh,
Yeah. You know
God
what I'm
damn.
saying? Yeah, because if you think about it, even when you go to a doctor, like AI is not gonna come into work tired or hungover, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's so to them it's better to replace it. Just like you said with the music, why give an artist 200,000, a million for a record deal when you can go feed AI, because that's what it's called. They train AIs, they feed it, just like you said, Timberland is doing it, and have it, be your artificial intelligence slave, and it will do whatever you want it to do. But they're saying that it's getting beyond that in a year it will be 10,000 times as intelligent as supposedly Einstein, which will put it way past anything that we can understand.
SouLivate.
And I also think that it's a spiritual thing. I think that they're trying to this is the last battle for the human
Oh
soul.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Oh yeah.
saying? They're because all we hear is, oh, AI is gonna be like a god. Oh, it's a god. Joe Rogan is like, well, it's a god. You know what I'm saying? So I think that subconsciously they're trying to put it into our head that this is a god.
I wouldn't doubt it, man. They're trying to the minute that they're able to replace anything in like think about it, like this is basically like the next step in science for people, is AI, it's not like we found a new element, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
this is the next step in human I wouldn't say evolution, but this is like everybody's biggest fears, like like us going against fucking robots and like on some
I robot shit.
iRobot. Yeah, I almost said I Am Legend. Yeah, fucking iRobot. So I can only imagine of where it's gonna take us though. That's the only thing. Like if I feel like that's what the first like ever non-human war is gonna be. It's not gonna be with like aliens or some shit. It's definitely gonna be with
Mhm.
robots or some bullshit.
Yeah, man. We're living in a very interesting time, and the biggest mission for me has been, and for everything that we are doing is, I believe that we need to start communicating, man. And I'm talking everybody, liberals, conservatives, gay, straight, whatever, like,
Yeah, oh God.
because it's us and them. You know what I'm saying? So like,
It's not one side or the other, and that's obviously been very apparent the last, what I'm saying, last couple of months. And for
yeah,
anybody
man.
to think otherwise, they're part of the problem.
Yeah, man. Yeah, listen, I don't want to keep you here for too long. I'm so freaking appreciative that you are doing this.
Hey
I
man,
want to
thanks for having me, man. That
I,
ass, bro. It
I want
really
to
means
get,
a
if
lot.
you allow me, I have a few more questions about
Yeah, yeah,
you.
go ahead.
So visually, because you are I'll say it, man, you're a phenomenal producer on the side of video making. I love your visuals. I told Spence, I told a bunch of people, like, you have a god-given talent, man, and I'm glad that we have people like you, because people like you will help us combat this whole AI thing. um when you were coming up in your video making, man, who are some of the people that you think stand out visually as far as video making, man?
So like I definitely got a lot of like my inspiration from YouTubers. So like stuff like Gox art. Gox is an
Mhm.
amazing guy. And then you had Brian Delamata, you had Tiny Tapes, you had mad people that just like knew how to use Adobe Premiere and
Mhm.
After Effects and shit like that. That was blowing up at the time doing music videos and doing tutorials and showing everybody how to edit and shit. And that was really one of the big like influences on stuff concerning my videos. But I know I had a couple of like local influences as well. Prestige really put me on with a lot of the videography game out of Philly. So like I checked out one of my favorite like videographers out of there is him and
Mhm.
Kobe CJM. Kobe, I can't really pronounce his last name. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sorry, Kobe. But he's fucking fire ass director, dude. Color grades, like, oh my god, bro. His colors be coming out crazy. Prestige always just has good videos, good shots, good everything. Can never complain about his work ever. Um, and then yeah, I mean the whole makeshift crew over there is tough. You got the homie Keenan. Keenan is amazing. Q also tough, Kurt tough, just mad tough out of Philly, man. Mad people. I've been working with Keenan for a while too, so
Yeah, man. Spence put me on to Prestige, man. He's nice. Um, so uh I would love to have you back on at some time. I have so many questions to ask you. You know what I'm saying? I have a couple more questions, and you know, these are like, important questions to me. I'm pretty sure it's going to be important questions, part of your story. What's next for Enzo? And I mean, have you have you realized what your mission and purpose is as far as doing this? And what is the next thing? Like, what do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? What can we be looking out for?
so I honestly can't really answer that right now, but I can say that I do have like lots of stuff that I have like in the works at the moment. Not just by myself, but with some friends as well. Um, my friend, my good friend, Zaire, he's working on a TV show at the moment, or I'll just call it a nice little mini series at the
Mhm.
moment. And that's been a bread and butter for a while, so we're trying to get that out the way soon. Also, I'm working on a like. Have you ever played San Andreas?
Yeah,
Right? So
of course.
you know what I'm saying. I'm doing a modification for that, so I got that in the works as well. Um, Always with some new works, always trying to expand more on my visual effects and stuff like that. I
Mhm.
got a website in the works, so I'm really just trying to be more established in terms of, I guess, my creativity. I guess if you want to if you want to know where I'm going to be in 5 to 10 years, I just hope not here. You know what I'm saying? That's all
Mm.
I can say.
That's what's up, man. Have you figured out what your mission is in a game? What historically speaking, when we look back, the legacy of Enzo, what will it be? What was your purpose in the game?
Hmm, it's a very good question. Made good shit, had a good time, wasn't a piece of shit. That's really all I can hope for, you know what I'm saying? The money doesn't matter, the fame doesn't really matter to me. I just hope that, I could just go to cool places, not have any restrictions on my wallet and, have good time with people I love, man. That's really
That's
it. And make
that,
cool shit. I don't know if I said that already.
that's beautiful, man. So for today, the last question, and then if you could, plug us in with where we could look for you. But the last question is, for an artist, a songwriter, whatever, a beat maker, whatever, someone that is looking for your services, like, what is the process? Or do you like, how do you pick out who to work with?
So honestly, like I really sometimes I look for some artists. Sometimes I have like these little ads and stuff like that that people hit me up from. But a lot of the times I really don't have no restrictions. I work with anybody, any genre of music, as long as you're not a weirdo. I usually have no problems with you. But sadly, you will find some weirdos here and there.
Mhm.
But gladly to say it hasn't been a lot.
That's what's up.
You know.
Um, I got one more question
Nah, go ahead, my man.
before I
Ask
want your
away, ask
plugs. What's I'm gonna call? Oh, as far as your music, should we be looking out for, I don't know, an album, a project, or something in the near future?
So I do have a what's it called? A couple of like singles and some music videos that I'm planning to drop of my own music, but at the moment I can't really I don't have anything solidified for you yet.
Okay, that's cool. All right, man. Enzo, listen, it's been an honor, a privilege. I'll let you take us out of here by telling us, how do we find you, how do we find your services, how do we find your, your work, your music, whatever, man. Like let us know, man.
So you can find me on Instagram at Enzo Thuggin. That's ENZOTHUGN. That's ENZOTHUGN. You feel me? You can find my music on all platforms at the moment. I'm hoping DistroKid didn't take them down.
Mm.
Um, you can find that at Enzo B Thuggin. Thuggin is spelled the same as my Instagram handle. If you want to be able to reach me for my services, I have all my contact information on my Instagram page. And then hopefully soon I'll have my website up for you guys to be able to reach me much faster. And thank
That's
you so much
beautiful,
for having
man.
me, my man.
That's beautiful. I just want to say, look, on behalf of the SouLivate podcast, on behalf of me and everybody, I just want to say that we're really proud of you. You're doing wonderful things. Keep doing your thing. Not even the sky is the limit, man. And may God bless you, and keep doing your thing, man. And we're here to watch the amazing Enzo show, man.
Thank you so much, bro. That ass, bro. Like I said, it means a lot. Thank you for having me on your platform. Feel me? I hope to be here again. Just let me know.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Yo, Enzo, I'm gonna end this, but can you stick around for like 5 minutes?
SouLivate.